The key thing with me this morning is Nike. Company put out numbers last night. Quarter was kind of a non-event, and it's weird. Like quarters are never a non-event with Nike, but yesterday it kind of was. They put up an inline quarter. They beat by a penny. I thought they'd beat by more than that, but they didn't. Top line looked a little better. Margins looked a little better. They gave a little bit back on non-operating items, but the stock is ripping. And it's ripping because of their guidance and their tone on the call. They guided towards a pod one acceleration. So top line in the quarter last night that they put up, it was down 12%, and they guided towards down mid-single, and they said that the order book for holiday, which they're taking right now, is up on a year-on-year basis. So that's top line going from -12 to -5 to positive something. So that's like a classic pod one acceleration. And I think people are looking at this saying, okay, the bear case on Nike that we've been trading for the past 3 years is finally over. Like this is, they're not saying this because they don't think like this, but that this is the end of a bottoming process. They definitely don't think about the bottoms being processes instead of points. But I think that's what the market is telling us, and that's how people are reacting to it. So the business is still a mess right now. You know, China is definitely a problem. It's a problem for longer than they had initially intended. They've got to clean up that marketplace. There's a lot of inventory over there that's got to be cleaned up. And what the company is doing, and they actually tried this yesterday, and partially succeeded. They're going local. They're going very local with the athletes, like by sport. They tried yesterday. I think Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile like 50 years ago, but a woman is yet to do it. And Nike's got this big campaign for a woman to break the 4-minute mile. So they had something yesterday in Paris, this big press campaign, and they had a Nike athlete, a woman, very talented, very wonderful woman, and she was completely outfitted in Nike product, including Nike shoes, and unfortunately, she didn't do it. But she had a great attitude about it. The press is really rallying around her. That's just an example of how Nike's going local with athletes. And they're going very, very surgical, and they're putting a lot of money into this. Their demand creation or their marketing expenses were up 15% yesterday in the quarter. The fourth quarter just reported, and I've been covering Nike for a couple of years now. I think 32 years, and if there's one time you don't want to bet against this company, it's when they're deploying a lot of capital. That's one thing Nike is really, really good at. They're good at spending money. And when they're spending money and the top line is accelerating and margins are troughing while inventories are heavy and correcting, the amount of torque in this model is just really, really intense. And I think the market, with the stock up 10% here, I think that's what it's probably recognizing a little bit, but something tells me this stock could go a hell of a lot more. This is a name that's in everybody's benchmark. Everybody's underweight it or short it. The stock has been doing nothing but go down. It's very hated. Everyone's got a bearish narrative on it, and this is really the first little grain of bullishness that anyone could ever craft around Nike. And if we're talking a company like I don't know, like Helen of Troy, which you hit the button on recently, Keith, and had a great trade on that one. No one gets fired if they miss a run on Helen of Troy, or if they miss a short call on Helen of Troy and it gets cut in half. Whereas Nike, you definitely do. And there's a lot of long only money that's been on the sidelines. They've been owning other names like TJX and Deckers, which blew up, and other names instead of Nike. And I think people are going to start to get back into Nike again. So let's see if the signal, which I know is a moving target on this one, if that picks up on it with this move. I'm hoping it does, but hope is not an investment process. But that is what Nike's doing for us this morning.
Yeah, the signal should go bullish trend today. It was hovering on bullish trade into the print. It's very much like think of it like energy. For those of you that did what I did on energy, like we get the breakout signal, but then we wait, and then you get a big correction in energy, then we buy. Like that's how I do it, right? You can do it however you want to do it.
Thanks for watching Hedgeye on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure to click on the button below there. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also follow the link in the description to our website to get even more great investing content.